Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the latest issue of good old Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and of course, drop me a comment down below. I love hearing about from you guys, and it really does go a massive way to helping out the channel too. Now, this week we're on issue 35 of Combat Patrol magazine, and it's exactly the same as what we've had before. So we've had, in a roundabout way anyway, so in issue 3 and 34 we had part 1 and part 2 of Chaos Space Marine Legionaries. These guys look exactly the same because they are the Chaos Space Marine Renegades, and it is part 1 of 2. So we get 2 sprues to kind of get us going. Obviously you can't really do a lot with 2 sprues. You need that third one and the bases to really do everything. So don't worry about it, they will come next week. Exactly the same that that happened with the Legionaries, and exactly what's going to happen with the Hellbrute as well. So yeah, that's the way it was working. But you know, they are pretty cool. They have a bit of niftiness to them. They're all heavy weapon carrying, so you know, you can see a big massive rocket launcher, big massive minigun and stuff like that, heavy bolters for a lot. So pretty cool stuff. And you know, they're going to pack a bit of a wallop as well. So nice, good for Chaos Space Marine players anyway. Anywho, going into the magazine, obviously first off we are greeted by the how to build guide. It's fairly straightforward. Obviously when you're clipping them, be careful, don't cut off bits that you don't really want to be cutting off, including your fingers. Dry fit everything to make sure it fits flush. If it doesn't fit flush, get yourself a really sharp craft knife, and obviously be very careful with it. Or obviously you can get things like sanding sticks and stuff like that, which you can get them from Amazon. Most third-party independent retailers and stuff like that will sell some of them as well, like Element Games and Wayland Games and such like. So get all of them, because it will help you make a nice flush fitted mini, which makes it look a lot better. If you've got minis with a bit of kind of plastic spur on them, they don't look as good, do they? So obviously have a bit of fun with it, enjoy yourself though when you're building it, take your time with it, because it's very easy to go wrong when there are little pieces for each mini. And you do have some optional ways of building it, so you can do different heads and helmets and such like that if you wanted to. You don't have to, you can go for whatever you pick and enjoy yourself. But otherwise they look pretty good. They do look pretty decent minis. And yeah, you'll have some that are pretty good. So you'll have a las cannon, missile launcher, you'll have the good old mini gun guy, the rotary cannon as it's called, heavy bolter, and obviously an aspiring champion as well. And all yours. Have a bit of fun with it. And obviously Chaos is, yeah, more unique and a little bit more different than the Space Marines, but also very generic at exactly the same time. So it is what it is. Moving on from there though, we get more information to do with the Chaos Space Marine Renegades. So these are the Chaos Renegades. So the first Chaos Space Marines were those who turned traitor during the Horus Heresy, when the Imperium was divided and the great legions warred against each other. Although the original traitors remain the most numerous, Space Marines are still turning to this day, and those new converts to Chaos are called Renegades. The events of the Horus Heresy have shaped the Imperium for the last 10,000 years, and the High Lords who rule in the Emperor's name are rightfully wary of their ancient enemy, the traitor legions. But perhaps more disturbing than the fall of many Space Marines long ago is the present fall of those who were thought to be loyal. Although rare, Space Marines, the angels of the Emperor and the heroes of humankind, have been known to turn their back on their sacred duty and cast their lot in with the traitors of the Chaos Space Marines. So, in a roundabout way, technically, although the Horus Heresy has ended, it's still kind of continuing. There's still that little catalyst that's kind of causing some Space Marines to turn their back on the Imperium and throw their lot in with Chaos and turn to the Dark Gods. So it can happen, and it's a little bit different. And obviously, you know, they'll have different intelligence and equipment that may be more recent to the Imperium that the Chaos Space Marines didn't have before. So that can happen. So pretty cool. You get a little bit more information about them as well. So you get information to do with the Red Corsairs. So originally the Red Corsairs were former Astral Claws Space Marines who fell to Chaos. However, their name is so widely known that many other traitors and renegades have sought them out and joined their number. Now they act as reavers and pirates, mounting rapid assaults and raids, utilising teleport strikes, armoured craft, and boarding actions. And then we have a bit of information about Huron Blackheart as well. So, who was chapter master of the Astral Claws and obviously turned to Chaos. So, pretty cool. The the Red Corsairs are one that I must admit I didn't really know anything about. And I'm kind of happy that I do know about them because they're pretty different and a little bit more unique. And I do like their colour scheme. So, it's not bad. Moving on from there, you get a bit more of the Armoury of the Damned. So we've already had a look at some of the Armoury weapons that other factions have. And now we get to look at the Chaos tainted weapons. So most of the weapons of the Chaos Space Marines are from 10,000 years ago, when many legionaries turned their backs on the Imperium and the Emperor. Over time, these devices have been subject to the strange energies of the warp and have twisted and mutated into new and terrifying forms. So, although they're not a living item, yeah, even the weapons have morphed and mutated and changed. So, makes it a little bit weird, doesn't it, really? But yeah, pretty cool. Also, he mentions things like their power armor. So the power armor of the Chaos Space Marines offers them enhanced strength and repels many attacks. It is replete with vile runes and twisted icons, bearing witness to the corruption within. They have heavy weapons, so obviously the armies of Chaos Space Marines rely on a range of heavy weapons from soldier-mounted rocket launchers to vehicle-mounted cannons that are fit to deal with even the toughest of enemies. Jump packs, and obviously they do have Terminator armour as well, which is pretty damn cool, and I do like the Terminators, although I've still not got my Space Marine Terminators. Them two issues seem to be lost to the warp, in all honesty, and I probably never will see them the way this is going, so this will not be a complete collection from the way it's looking, which is a bit annoying. They also have Obliterators. Hellbrute. Hellbrute is very, very similar to kind of like the Dreadnought in a way. So very kind of similar in a lot of ways, and it's just obviously been very, very twisted by Chaos. Land Raiders, they do have their own Land Raiders, and obviously it's adorned with a lot of Chaos iconography as well, and spikes and skulls and stuff, because Chaos. So yeah, pretty cool. Very, very interesting. It's always really, really cool to see a little bit more about what makes the Chaos Space Marines stand out differently from the regular Space Marines, and so on. So, pretty cool. Then we've got our fiction, all to do with WoW. So, pretty cool stuff. I must admit, I've not read it yet. I may have a good read through it at some point. But yeah, pretty cool. And obviously, it's a very orc-heavy story, which orcs are going to be coming up in the near future, and there's going to be some really, really good ones, including that Boomdacker Snazwagon, which is definitely worth looking out for, because not only is it fun to say, it's a super cool mini. So, coolio. Then we're moving on. We have our collect page for the Havocs themselves. Obviously, you can do the usual, give them their name, you can give them their designation, their background, and all that type of stuff. You don't have to do this, obviously. It is just down to you. If you're going along with the magazine, that's the idea behind it. But yeah, you can keep track of them. Obviously, they have different weapons, so they do have different weapon characteristics. So when you're going through your shooting phase, you are going to need to know them characteristics. So you're going to need the data sheet or the data card to hand to make sure you're getting it correct. Because otherwise, you could completely kind of screw up your own game and kind of, yeah, do more damage to yourself and your game and your playstyle than needed. But otherwise, they're pretty cool. Moving on from there though, obviously we're going to get more and more core rules, so we're still going through the main core rules and the different phases of the game. So the charge phase. So warriors hurl themselves into battle and slay with blade, hammer and claw. Strident war cries and frantic screams echo through the whirling smoke as the moment of cataclysmic violence draws near. So, you get to charge with a unit. So you can get to select your eligible unit, you can charge with them, select your target to charge against, make your charge roll, make the move itself, and repeat for the next eligible unit. So you can keep on doing that. So you can fail charge rolls, obviously, and such like that. So you don't always have to charge if you don't want to, but you can for a little bit of added fun, because it is always fun to charge in, especially if you're playing as something like the orcs. They love a good charge. So pretty good bits and pieces there, and it gives you a bit more information so you can get up close and personal for melee attacks and have a bit of fun with it. Gives you a bit of information to do with charging with flying models and charging over terrain itself. So you do have to count into the actual height of everything as well. So if it can climb up and such like that. So models can freely move over terrain that features that are 2 inches or less in height, but they cannot move through terrain that is taller than 2 inches, but they can climb up and down them. But if you're climbing up, that takes part of your charge. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. And then we're going to move on. So we're going to get more of information. So we get more of the rules so far. So this is kind of just recapping everything. So this is giving us everything to do with our good old. So if you need to break it all down later on, so if you wanted to, you could put this into an order so you can have all your different phases listed on there and go through all of it in parts as well. So whether you're going through your command phase, your movement phase, shooting phase, making attacks, weapon abilities and such like that, and going through all your different phases, including your charge phase and fight phase as well, which we have our fight phase listed here, which obviously, yeah, fighting is always really, really good fun. So carnage engulfs the battlefield and the warring armies meet head on. Fangs and claws crunch through bone, blades ring like hammers on anvils, blood spurts and flesh tears as hate-filled foes tear one another apart. So you get to do a bit of that. There is a kind of rule for piling in, which means that basically you can just kind of pile in a load of minis, units, to kind of have a bit of fun. So even if they're not in base-to-base contact with an enemy, they can kind of do it as long as they're within 3 inches, which is pretty cool. You can get your melee attacks done, selecting your weapons, selecting your targets, making your attacks, and obviously consolidating as well. So you get to kind of go through and make sure you're resolving all your roles, have a bit of fun with it, enjoy yourself, and yeah, happy days. Pretty cool stuff. And in all honesty, that's about it. So you've got a little bit of examples of how it works there as well. So, yeah, definitely worth having a good nosy through. And yeah, fun times. So the main thing with this magazine, obviously, is we're going to get loads of cool minis. So obviously, next week, issue 36 is part 2 of our good old Chaos Space Marine Havocs. Pretty cool. I quite like them, quite good fun, and obviously heavy weapons are always a boon, really. Then we're going to move on to issue 37 and 38. So issue 37 and 38, part 1 of 2 and part 2 of 2 for our Hell Brute. So our Hell Brute is essentially, when I could grab my big guy, very, very similar to a Dreadnought. So essentially, he's going to be a bit chunky, he's going to be a bit tubby, and go on a larger base, which is always really, really good fun. I do quite like bigger minis, and I like painting them up for a bit fun and a bit wacky. The Hellbrute is one of them type of minis as well. It is a bit fun, it is a bit wacky, and yeah, definitely enjoyable. So, pretty cool stuff. Then we're going to move on, we're going to have some really, really cool stuff. So we have more Eldari to come back into it as well with the, I want to say Wraith Blades. I'm pretty sure it's Wraith Blades. I might be wrong on that. Or you can make them into Wraith Guardians, if I remember rightly. And we get I've completely forgotten what it's called, but that big guy as well, which will be really cool. I must admit, I'm looking forward to that guy. With him, he can actually be used as part of the good old the other Chaos faction that we're going to get later on as well. So, happy days. Pretty cool stuff. Anywho, that is enough from me. Thank you very, very much for watching. Obviously, if you like this content, please obviously subscribe to the channel. It really, really does go to help out. I'm working on some other videos as well, so hopefully they'll turn up at some point soon. I just need to get the script right and everything like that, and we'll have a bit of a deep dive into stuff. And obviously UK Games Expo is coming up here in the UK at Birmingham NEC. It'll be really, really good fun. I love going to it. I go to it every year. It is at the end of this month, so should be really good fun. Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you sometime soon. Bye bye now.